At AutoNation USA, we're the leading automotive retailer in the country, which means we can offer remarkably low prices not just some of the time, but every day, as well as one of the largest selections of quality certified vehicles. In fact, our size makes it easier for you to afford the used car you want, and we think that's a pretty big deal in itself. AutoNation USA, America's leading automotive retailer.
Hello. It's great to be part of the National League.
It seems like just yesterday when anxious fans learned that Major League Baseball was coming to South Florida, when the Florida Marlins were officially welcomed into the National League, and the fun was just beginning.
I'd like to introduce to you two-time National League Manager of the Year, one of the most respected men in professional baseball, Jim Leyland.
There can only be one heartbeat, and I mean that sincerely. There can only be one heartbeat here from this day on. There can't be any more than that. We can all have our different personalities. We can all second guess the manager. We can get on the players. We can do all the things that are part of this business that we have to accept. But there can only be one heartbeat, and that's the only way we're going to get this done.
The Florida Marlins' pinnacle 1997 season began as early as October 1996 with the hiring of veteran manager Jim Leyland, making him the third manager in the team's history. But this was only the beginning. The Marlins became one of the most aggressive teams in baseball during the offseason, signing free agent all-star Bobby Bonilla.
I'm going to start it off by saying, I'm in Florida, and it's great.
Clutch hitting left fielder Moises Alou.
The situation here is great. I mean, with the team that we're going to have right now, I mean, there's no way that we at least go to the playoffs.
And South Florida native Alex Fernandez.
This is a team that is very close, is very close to having a very competitive and a championship team.
Also signed were veterans outfielder Jim Eisenreich, relief pitcher Dennis Cook, and outfielder John Cangelosi. For the first time, talks of playoff hopes could be heard all around South Florida, even before the first day of spring training. With spring training came a new excitement to the ball club. The Marlins had built a playoff-caliber team, and no one was more enthusiastic than the players themselves.
The moves that we made this offseason should make us a lot stronger team, and hopefully we're going to be in a position where, the end of September, we're in the hunt for the postseason play.
We have the names, we have the numbers that's out there to say these are good ball players, but we all got to come together as one, as a team.
Today was the start of what everybody was expecting, and that's the start of this wonderful season that everybody's anticipating.
New faces and old, the talent was indeed there. The only question now was, could they bring it all together in time for opening day? The answer was yes. The Marlins hammered away at the opposition, posting an incredible spring training record of 26 wins and only 5 losses. As the new-look Marlins sharpened their skills for the regular season, hungry fans prepared themselves for what was guaranteed to be an unforgettable opening day.
Welcome to the 1997 baseball season, everybody, as this season of sky-high expectations is just seconds from getting underway. You want to talk about a gorgeous afternoon, a sun-kissed day in South Florida with low humidity and baseball in the air. The 1-0 pitch, swung on and a fly ball, pulled deep into the left field corner. That ball's a rocket, and that ball is out of here. A home run for Moises Alou.
With a 4-2 opening day win over the Cubs, the 1997 Marlins began their attack on the National League, winning 8 of their first 9 and tearing through April and May.
Renteria hits a looping fly ball. There's Dion, and there's Reggie. A collision, and the ball got by him. It's out to the warning track, and Renteria will be coming all the way around. Here comes a pitch. Half swing. See you later. He struck him out. And the Marlins are in the win column in Chicago. Alex Fernandez has returned to Chicago, this time on the north side, and he has handcuffed the Chicago Cubs.
It's a swing and a long line drive, pulled deep into the left field corner. Did he win it? He did! Conine wins it with a home run in the bottom of the 9th. How do you like that? The Marlins win it 2-1. Conine battling the flu today. He felt awful before the game. Well, he feels wonderful now. He swings and hits a long fly ball deep left field. It's going, it's going, it's gone, and it's a granny. A grand slam from Moises Alou. Could he be any hotter? And the Marlins lead it 4-0.
Here it comes. High fly ball, well hit left field. This one way back. I don't believe it. 2 grand slams. Gary Sheffield, you can wave it bye-bye. The Marlins have hit their second grand slam of the game, and they've gone ahead. It's 8-7 Florida.
Tom Glavine working fast. The lefty's pitch. Swing, there's a fly ball well hit deep right over the head of Jones. He's racing. That ball's sailing. That ball is out of here. Can you believe that? Tony Saunders homers off of Tom Glavine for his first major league hit. How do you like that?
Here comes a pitch. Swing and a drive out toward right center. There's nobody out there. It's on the grass. It's on the warning track. It's heading for the gap. Alou heading for home. He's coming home, and there'll be no relay. And Bonilla has tied it up. Here comes a pitch. Fastball bounced toward third and over the glove of Tim Bogart. Here's Arias coming in to score, and the Marlins are in the win column.
The Marlins were one of the hottest teams in baseball, and even with injuries to key players Gary Sheffield, Devon White, Al Leiter, and Tony Saunders, the team managed to post an impressive record at home and put together a 10 out of 11 game winning streak in May, including an important road sweep of the Atlanta Braves. There's a swing and a high deep drive to right. He crushed it. That ball is gone, and it's a grand slam for Bobby Bo, his first Marlin homer. He got it all. Bonilla said before the game, look out there to that 390 marker. That's where a real man will hit it. And he did. Bobby Bonilla touching them all. 8-2 Florida. CJ with a long deep drive to center. Lofted on his horse. He looks up, and that ball is out of here. A 2-run homer. The Marlins are going hog wild in Atlanta. They run the score to 10-2. The Marlins have homered 3 times in a ballpark we were told the ball was not carrying in May. The Marlins proved to be brave killers in the month of May, winning 3 out of 4 from the National League champs.
How many hot dogs are eaten in a season?
During the 1997 Marlins season, the fans ate 375,000 hot dogs.
How many rolls of film does the team photographer use during a game?
Hi, my name's Dennis. I'm the team photographer. On any given day, we shoot 8 to 12 rolls of film, depending on how much pregame activity there is.
How many balls do the Marlins go through in the season?
How many baseballs we use in a season? We use approximately 3,300 to 3,400 dozen baseballs.
What was the longest home run ever hit in the Pro Player Stadium?
Longest home run ever hit. Well, it happened on May 31st of 1997. Colorado Rockies first baseman Andres Galarraga, before a national television audience on Fox, hammered one, tomahawked one, blasted one high into the upper deck. I think it was section 413, and the distance was 529 feet.
What was the most popular item at the souvenir stand this season?
The baseball cap. We sell anywhere between 5,000 and 10,000 baseball caps each year with the Marlins logo on it.
How many bats do the Marlins go through in a season?
Including spring training, we are budgeted for 250 dozen.
How many foul balls were hit this season?
Our crack staff here at Baseball Information, who has to count each and every foul ball, has come up with 8,892. That's what we project each season, and we're pretty much on target this year, close to 9,000 foul balls.
The Marlins entered the month of June slowly.
And there's a ball that is way back in left field. Cangelosi, forget about it. And the Mets have just about put this baby away.
But the teal and black quickly turned things around with a West Coast swing that was highlighted by Kevin Brown's no-hitter on June 10th.
Easy 1-2-3 for Kevin Brown. So he's off to a good start. End of one, no score. And he hits a high fly ball, hit to deep left field. Bonds looks up, says forget about it. Hasta la vista, baby. That ball went beyond the bleachers in left field. That's a two-run homer. And that's the first hit. And it has given the Marlins a 3-0 lead. Let's go as we head to the bottom of the ninth inning, and Kevin Brown is just 3 outs away. There's a chopper hit behind first base, and now Kevin Brown is just 2 outs away. One hop to Renteria. And now Brown is only 1 out away. Well, we saw Fernandez. He was 1 out away in Chicago. Got him looking. It's a no-no.
Brown's no-hitter was the second in franchise history and helped the Marlins take 5 out of 8 on the road while preparing them for a meeting with the world champion New York Yankees. 1997 marked the first season of interleague play in baseball, a move that sparked new interest in the game and created some new rivalries as well. With the world champs came the rain, and lots of it. But that didn't keep the Marlins from getting red hot, beating the Yanks twice in 3 games and burning through the rest of June.
He's turning to bunt. He does, and pushes a beauty into no man's land. Nobody can get it between first and second, and the bases are loaded.
Here it comes. He walked him. It's in the win column. Charles Johnson on a bases-loaded walk has forced in the winning run.
Here's the pitch to Zahn. Swing, and there's a line drive. Well hit to right field. O'Neill racing back. It's over his head. That falls into the warning track. Here comes one run. Eisenreich coming around. The throw in will not be made to home plate. 2-run score. That's a 2-run double, and the Marlins lead it. Swing, ground ball to second, might be 2. Castillo has it. To short 1, to first. Not in time. Oh my, and the run comes in. They do not get the double play. And the game has been tied by the Yankees. Swing, fly ball, hit deep, left center. Toward the National League scoreboard, Alou racing. He leaps, can't get it. It's off the fence. Here comes Jeter. He's going to score. Heading for third is Kelly. He's in there with an RBI, and the Yankees lead it 5-4. The Marlins have the tying run on at first. In the ninth, the pitch. Swing, line drive over third, and a fair ball right on top of the line. Renteria heading for third. It's picked up by Curtis along the line. He'll run it in, and into second is Floyd. So here come the Marlins. Second and third, 1 man out. The bases juiced in the ninth inning. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing, little ground ball to second, and it goes through the legs of Kelly into center. 1 run in. Floyd is in. He scores, and the Marlins win it.
The Marlins finished June just 3.5 games behind Atlanta and kept the heat on them in July.
There's a swing and a miss. Here at Tiger Stadium in Detroit, the Marlins are in the win column again. They have won the first of a 3-game series by a score of 7-3. He hits it deep. He hits it far. Look out the roof. Did that clear the roof? It did.
The roof.
That ball went over the roof in right field. My goodness.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Bobby Bonilla with a bases empty home run. Boy, you talk about waving it bye-bye. Hasta la vista, baby. He got him. And he got him on some good heat. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. He struck him out. That is number 7 for Fernandez. Marlins are ahead 2-1, bottom of the 9th inning. And the 1-0 pitch. Popped him up. This could do it. There's Conine. There's Castillo. And the Marlins are in the win column in Montreal. Alex Fernandez ending it by retiring 16 in a row. He struck him out.
That one raked into right field. That'll bring in the run, and it gets through Bragg. Luis Castillo heading for second. He'll go to third.
And here it comes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And in Boston, the Marlins are in the win column. As Robbie Nance sets, and here comes a pitch. He popped him up. This should do it. Into shallow right center. Could be tough, though. Angelosi is there. It's in the win column. And in Boston, the Marlins wind up taking 2 out of 3.
He hits a high drive down the left field line. Will it stay fair? And that ball is out of here. Gary Sheffield with his 10th has knotted the score at 1. That one drilled. Did he get another one? That one's going. That's gone. A 3-run homer in the same inning he started with a solo homer. In this inning, he's got 4 runs batted in and 2 homers. The Marlins would finish July winning 3 straight, keeping them within reach of the Braves and a shot at the playoffs. One of the keys to the Marlins' success this season was the play of all-star catcher Charles Johnson. A Florida native, Johnson makes his home in South Florida with his wife Rhonda and their dog Shaq. Let's take a closer look at this 3-time Gold Glove winner as we go inside a day in the life of Charles Johnson.
Hey guys, come on in.
Charles and Rhonda met more than 7 years ago at the University of Miami during his freshman year and became fast friends. It's a friendship that's lasted ever since.
From day one, it's been something that's hard to explain. When you have a friend at home day in and day out that's always supporting you regardless of what happened around you. If I go 0 for 3 that day and then throw out a runner or whatever, she's always very supportive. She's always finding a way to put a smile on my face, to give me a kiss or keep my mood up. And I can really feel when I do well in the field, I can see her emotions. I understand that she's very excited and very pumped about it. And if I don't do well that day, I still feel that I can feel that she feels what I feel, but at the same time, she's my rock.
We're more like, people always say, are you guys really married? Because we're more like friends, which is supposed to be a part of a good marriage, but people always look at us and say, God, are you sure you guys are married? But we talk a lot to kind of keep it easier.
Having been with the Marlins for 3 seasons, CJ and Rhonda have become accustomed to life in the major leagues.
For me, being a starting catcher, I go to the ballpark thinking every day I'm going to play. And every day I try to get myself mentally prepared and ready to play every day. And during the course of a day, I pretty much get up and take care of any kind of business I need to take care of. During the late mornings and early afternoons, and usually I try to get a little lunch after I finish. And I always try to take a nap, try to get that quick nap in before I head to the field. And then head to the field, I'm pretty much just listening to music, getting my mind mentally and relaxed, and and just getting kind of pumped up and ready for that day because it's going to be a long day.
Love you. Go get 'em. Okay. Okay. How you doing?
CJ is in the house.
Al.
For me, normally I come in and I change it right quick. I go to check to see if I have any mail as far as fan mail, and I take it and put it in my locker. Sometimes I go in and get a little lunch and watch a little TV. Speak to everybody. Everybody's always speaking to everybody. Asking everybody how you're doing, what's going on, and so before batting practice and before we stretch or whatever, it's a loose atmosphere. Everybody's on their own program, trying to get ready for the game mentally, doing their own thing. And but after the game, if we end up winning that day, it's very exciting. I mean, there's nothing better than coming in the clubhouse after a game because we're like pumping music and it's loud and you can't hardly talk, and we're moving one step closer to the ultimate goal, as that is to get into the playoffs.
Well, I guess we heading on in. Gonna start a new day tomorrow. Same old thing. Same old routine again. Take it easy now.
With a first ever playoff berth in their sights and a sellout crowd behind them, the Marlins entered the final 2 months of play as they had all season long by beating the Braves in dramatic fashion.
Base hit right field. It's in the win column. Do you believe it?
He's 4 for 4.
Do you believe this? Dennis Cook, a pitcher, as a pinch hitter, has won it in the bottom of the 12th inning.
It was the Marlins' 4th straight win and their 5th win against Atlanta, setting the stage for an unforgettable meeting later on in the League Championship Series. The Marlins would defeat the Braves in 3 out of 4 and go on to sweep Houston at home, kicking off a very hot August in South Florida.
And Wagner delivers. Another breaking ball. Right drive and a base hit to right center. Here comes the tying run. And here comes the winning run. It's in the win column. In the bottom of the 9th inning, an amazing victory. They have won it by a score of 6-5.
August was also a month for milestones. On August 15th, Devon White collected his 29th career leadoff home run, moving him to 4th on the all-time list.
Way back, you can wave it bye-bye, Devon White. And the Marlins have jumped to a 1-0 lead.
On the 24th, Craig Counsell connected for his first Major League home run, a grand slam against the St. Louis Cardinals.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's a grand slam. Counsell, a grand slam. And it's a 6-0 Florida lead. Unbelievable.
Counsell became the 3rd player in the majors this season to hit a grand slam for his first Major League home run. Counsell joined the Marlins in late July, a week after the team acquired veteran Darren Daulton. It was a pivotal move that proved to be the missing piece in the Marlins' well-put-together puzzle. The Marlins finished August with a club record 19 wins in a single month by sweeping the Blue Jays in Toronto. Marlins continued to dominate their interleague opposition by sweeping the legendary Cal Ripken Jr. and the first-place Baltimore Orioles.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball to center. Hammond's racing back. That one's over his head. That ball's gone. That's a grand slam. Devon White will touch them all. Orozco gives up the Grammy. 4-run score. And this place goes ballistic. 9-4 Florida.
Breaking ball, line drive, left center, it's over. The Marlins are in the win column in the bottom of the 10th inning. El Nino wreaking havoc. He does it again, and they win this one 3-2. And that ball is well hit to left field. He might have done it. Way back, way back. Hit by Gary Sheffield. He did it. A game-winning home run in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Marlins are in the win column again. How about that?
With the victory, the Marlins finished the season tied with Montreal for the best interleague record at 12-3 and found themselves just 2.5 games behind the Braves. But catching Atlanta in first place in the National League East would not be, as the Marlins slammed into a tough month of September, dropping 5 of 6 on their final West Coast road trip and losing 6 of 12 during their final homestand.
Morandini into left center, and that's going to do some major damage.
With the wild card berth within reach, the Marlins hammered away, increasing their lead on the New York Mets and coming one step closer to making franchise history.
Hit hard and high and deep and
Then, on September 23rd versus the Montreal Expos, just 6 games before the end of the regular season, the waiting was over. The Marlins achieved what was expected of them all season long. They had finally reached the postseason.
We got it done, and hopefully things better are yet to come.
We look forward now to the playoffs, Jimmy. This club could go all the way. I don't think there's any question about that.
We got as good a chance as anybody did.
The team accomplished a lot this year under some difficult circumstances, and I'm really proud of everyone here.
We were expected to get here. We finally got here. It feels great to be here.
Just 5 years since the inaugural game, the Florida Marlins were walking through the postseason door and into the playoffs faster than any team had before. Marlins fans were about to experience baseball in October. Palm trees, beaches, barrel tile roofs, unusual surroundings for baseball's traditionally chilly postseason. But this was the postseason debut of the Florida Marlins, and they were far from your usual baseball franchise. With their talented collection of all-stars, rookies, newcomers, and seasoned veterans, the wildcard Marlins left their best-ever regular season behind and set their sights on the San Francisco Giants and the National League Division Series. Less like a 5-year-old expansion franchise and more like a veteran playoff team, the Marlins showed their muscle and made quick work of the Giants, sweeping them in 3 in their best-of-5 series. In just their 5th year, the Marlins had made it to and won a playoff series faster than any other baseball team in history. The Marlins' victory earned them a trip to the National League Championship Series and a date with the Atlanta Braves. Having won the season series with Atlanta 8-4, the Marlins knew what it took to beat the defending National League champs. In the NLCS, it didn't take the fish long to remember. The Marlins and Alex Fernandez dropped Game 2 7-1. But even more disheartening was the loss of Fernandez to a partially torn rotator cuff. he would not pitch in the 1997 postseason again.
I feel bad for the organization and for the team because I feel sometimes I let them down now that I'm not there for Game 6. But obviously, you could try so much, you could try to do so much, and it's time to get it ready. You know, I'm down, but I'm not out.
With the series tied at 1 apiece, the scene shifted to South Florida, where the Marlins bounced back in Game 3, beating John Smoltz, who to that point had compiled a 10-2 career postseason record. In Game 4, Denny Nagel silenced the Marlins bats, pitching a dominating 4-hit shutout. With Kevin Brown sidelined by a stomach virus, Jim Leyland had to once again call upon rookie Livan Hernandez to deliver big and on 1 day's rest. This time against 4-time Cy Young Award winner Greg Maddux. And deliver he did, striking out a record-breaking 15 batters in a 2-1 classic.
Here comes the pitch. Off speed, got him looking! Strike 3 called! Hernandez, 15 strikeouts! The Marlins are in the win column!
The win put the Marlins 1 game away from the National League crown and a trip to the World Series.
We don't want to wait for tomorrow. We got to have it tonight. Tonight's the night.
And I'm a state representative here in Georgia, and Southern Hospitality, we invited him up for 2 games. And he should stay tomorrow night.
With Games 6 and 7 scheduled in Atlanta, the Marlins needed a determined Kevin Brown on the mound and in the dugout. Game 6 turned out to be yet another classic, with Brown pitching a complete game and the Marlins clinching the pennant with a 7-4 victory.
And the 2-2 pitch. Hit hard by Brown, scooped up by Counsell to Renteria, and it's over. Great play.
So after just 5 years in baseball, the Florida Marlins were headed to the World Series.
Well, you know, we came in with a lot of confidence, and like we said back then, we're going to party at this stadium, and we're going to break it in. It's a new stadium, and you couldn't ask for a better feeling.
You almost can't describe on how you feel. It's one where it's almost just surreal. You feel so good by what's been accomplished for everybody because everybody's put so much hard work into it. Just talking about all the planning that started taking place in August to try to be in the World Series if we were there, and all of a sudden it comes into fruition. You go back 6 years when we started and played 5 years ago, and it's just a feeling that that everybody just it pulls together, pulls a community and organization, and just sheer joy.
To see everything happen like Alex and I have seen, to see all the players go through the clubhouse, you know, this is why we all play. Let's get to the World Series, and now we're going.
It's fantastic for our organization, all the people back home, all of our fans, our season ticket holders, and of course the players. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Our scouts, our player development people, this is what it's about. We're going to the World Series.
South Florida, home to professional baseball since 1888, when the Washington Nationals first held spring training here. It would be more than a century until it was home to the Fall Classic. Not only did the state's first World Series bring out the Florida faithful, it also brought about a series of stark contrasts. Of hot and cold. Of young franchise and old. Of Cy Young Award winners and rookie sensations. In a seesaw battle that would see below freezing temperatures, the second most runs allowed in a 7-game series, and the most bizarre 9th inning in postseason history, it would be the 5-year-old Marlins with their unique mix of players who would bring the championship home to the warmth of South Florida. The 1997 World Series opened up on a beautiful night in South Florida as the Marlins powered their way to a Game 1 victory in front of the largest World Series crowd since 1963, making Livan Hernandez the youngest pitcher ever to win a World Series Game 1 and handing Orel Hershiser the second loss of his postseason career. In Game 2, pitcher Chad Ojay and the hard-hitting Indians tied the series, sending it to Cleveland and chilly Jacobs Field. In one of the wildest World Series games ever played, the Marlins and Indians battled for over 4 hours in a 29-degree wind chill before Rob Nen finally closed it out. The two teams would combine for 11 runs in the 9th inning, making it the highest-scoring 9th in series history. As the snow fell in Game 4, so did the Marlins, with rookie Jarrett Wright holding Florida to just 3 runs. The Marlins would bounce back in Game 5, supported by the brilliant pitching of Livan Hernandez. For the second time, the Cuban Marvel outdueled Oral Hershiser, winning his 4th postseason start in just 14 days. The Marlins were happy to be headed back to warm South Florida with a 3-2 lead. But in Game 6, the Indians' Chad Ojay was a one-man show, driving in 2 runs and holding the Marlins to just 1 run on 4 hits, setting up the 7th and decisive game.
Game 7, baby! Game 7, this is it! This is it, do or die, all the marbles tonight! Tonight the Marlins take their first World Series championship home!
Game 7. In the vocabulary of sports, no 2 words carry as much weight and mean so much. Game 7 of the 1997 World Series was everything baseball and its fans could have hoped for. The Florida Marlins and Cleveland Indians played the game the way it should be played until the very last out. It was truly a fall classic.
The 2-1 home. Swing, line drive, and that's going to float into center for a base hit. That brings in Tome. Here comes Grissom rounding third. He's in to score, and it's 2-0 Cleveland. The Indians, on a 2-run single by Tony Fernandez, have just taken the lead in World Series Game 7. Swing, and there's a drive. High and deep to right. Oh, baby, he hit it a mile, and the Marlins are on the board. That's a home run for Bobby Bowe. On the first pitch he sees in the bottom of the 7th, the Marlins break up the shutout.
Now Mesa with a 1-1 delivery. Another breaking ball lined into left center. That's a base hit. And the tying run gets aboard. Mesa okays the sign. Checks on a Lou. And he delivers to Bonilla. Bobby is swinging out of miss to the ball that was down. Here comes the pitch and CJ line drive. That's a base hit to right field. Alou into second. He's heading for third. And he will get there without a throw there. The throw is cut off. The Marlins have runners on first and third. From the belt, he delivers 1-1. Counsell hits a fly ball toward right field. Backing up is Ramirez. He will make the catch. Here comes Moises. The throw coming into second base. And in the bottom of the 9th inning, Alou has scored. And the 1997 World Series is all tied up. As Bonilla waits, and here's the 0-2 pitch. Low ground ball up the middle. Base hit to right center. Marquise Grissom coming in to field it and gets it back into second base. Bobby Bowe gets on base. He's the winning run. Nice squares and bunted. Airborne caught by Nagy. And the throw to first. Too late to get the double play. Bonilla barely got back. And now the right-hander Nagy again delivers. Counsell. Old ground ball out towards second base. Fernandez had the ball get by him. That ball got under his mitt. Bonilla racing to third, and he goes in there sliding. Jim Eisenreich is going to be walked intentionally. With runners on first and third, it'll give the Marlins a bases-loaded situation, and it will give Devon White a chance to be a hero. Nagy at the belt delivers. Devo, low ground ball towards second. Fernandez coming home. Out at the plate, and that's all they get. We're tied at 2. In the bottom of the 11th inning, the Marlins have the bases loaded with 2 outs. Renteria digs in. Here it comes. Edgar, line drive over second base into center. It's a hit. It's over. Counsell comes in to score. In the bottom of the 11th inning, the Marlins are in the win column. The world champion Marlins.
After entering the playoffs as a wild card, the Florida Marlins were world champions, and they did it faster than any expansion team before them. For rookie Livan Hernandez, it meant World Series MVP honors. For manager Jim Leyland, who never made it to the majors as a player, it meant a first World Series title and a capstone to a 35-year career.
Some dreams live on in time forever. Those dreams you want with all your heart. And I'll do whatever it takes. Follow
The Marlins and their fans celebrated the World Series victory like it had never been celebrated before, with a spectacular South Florida-style parade that ended with a party to end all parties at Pro Player Stadium.
Are you ready, South Florida? ¿Están listos, South Florida? Then everybody please welcome our 1997 World Champions, the Florida Marlins!
Thank you all very much. I don't want to give a long talk. All I want to say is to the best fans we have here in South Florida, thank you all very much for your support during the season. Thank you for a wonderful, wonderful day today. And on behalf of all of us at the Florida Marlins, players and staff, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been with us all season. You've been real loud all season. Please stand on your feet and get loud one more time. Let's go fish! 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 I would like to thank the guys that really made it happen. They left their hearts on the field along with a lot of blood and guts. They played 162 games plus a postseason plus spring training. They are deemed to be the best team in the world in 1997. It's our players, the 1997 Florida Marlins. Thank you, guys.
And that's what we are tonight. The 1997 World Champion Florida Marlins. Thank you, Florida.
Ladies and gentlemen, on such a glorious occasion, and a real glorious occasion, I am saddened to say that I would like you to stand for a moment of silence. I would like you to join me and count to 3. 1, 2, 3. I feel good.
To finish like this, to be here celebrating the world champions, the Florida Marlins, and to be part of it, it's really special for me. And to be part of this, I mean, the support of you guys, I mean, I drove around the street and to see everybody with flags, their cars all messed up, painted with Marlin stuff, that really made me feel good.
This is truly overwhelming. I really don't know what to say. It's been a blur all day, and I'm finally coming down from all this. But South Florida, you know how to give a party, and you know how to do it right.
Isn't this thing right here a thing of beauty? This is why we all play, ladies and gentlemen, so we can all say we are part of this, a world championship team. And we thank all of you in South Florida for being a big part of that for us. You guys were huge in the World Series. Huge. I got a good friend of mine that lives in Cleveland. He said the Jake was loud, but the Jake's got nothing on you guys.
It took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of dedication. There were some ups and there were some downs. But I tell you what, though, we had more ups and downs because we've been blessed here in Miami. We've been blessed.
But I like to say this in closing. We partied in San Francisco. We partied in Atlanta. Now we come to party in Miami, baby. Love you all.
"5 years and a World Series title. In 1997, the Florida Marlins proved they were the best in baseball and truly the champions of destiny.
Here we go now. There is a team we love that with their golden gloves they took the series, made us teary. Go Marlins, you deserve all the respect you've earned, so now enjoy it. We thank you for it, and we say hear us now. From every shore we cheer our team. They put on quite a show. Leland knows what you can do when you really believe. Americans, Dominicans, Colombians, we're Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans and Cubans. What a blend! A lighter held them back. The pitcher stayed on track. The fish were jumping. Our hearts were pumping.